Because accidents don't work around your schedule, but we do, with no extra fees for nights, weekends, or holidays. From all of us at Mike Scott Plumbing, happy holidays.
Happy holidays from Life South Community Blood Centers. This is Galen Unold wishing you and yours a very Merry Christmas. Have a safe holiday, and please give blood.
Yeah, and Galen Unold is in the studio this morning, 5 minutes before 8 o'clock. Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin, and Doug.
We're surprised to see you. So you did let Dan know you were coming in.
You know, I just can't count on that guy.
And you are the head of his entourage.
I think I'm the only member now. And this is probably why. You give. Part of being an entourage, you have to keep the head guy. What's the head of the entourage called?
I think he's called the HE, the head of entourage.
HE. That's what we're going to call him from now on.
There you go.
And you let him know these things in order for him to disseminate that information. And apparently he's a black hole of information. Because he actually texted me. He goes, "Hey, you're coming in the studio tomorrow, right?" And I'm like, yeah, I am. And this was like at 9 or 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, yesterday was the farewell gathering for JJ, who's on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy and Tom. He's going up to Jacksonville to go to school, and so we kind of gathered. So maybe it kind of slipped his mind because we were kind of toasting JJ.
I'm here. That's the really important thing. And you guys let me in, which is
right. We unlocked the door.
Well, look like you were bearing gifts, so we have no choice.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easier way to get in.
Two ways you get in. If you're a beautiful woman or if you're bearing gifts.
Your security guard, apparently you've done something because he stopped me.
Did he really?
He goes, "Well, the mall's closed." I said, "Well, I'm going at OCA." He goes, And I'm not kidding. He went, And I really thought he was going to escort me, make sure it was all right.
We're the black market area. That's what it is.
That's right. You must have broken another rule.
Yeah.
I see you have a list of all the rules over there, Larry. Have
He
you been
said,
studying them?
I do. I have. Yes. I don't want to violate the code of conduct anymore.
In boot camp in the Navy, that you have your 10 general orders and you have to memorize them. And I think you need to do that with the mall rules.
Well, I think one of the rules is if you're going to approach the security guard, you have to say WOCA.
Oh, is that what it is?
OCA might be confused with KOCA, which is out on the West Coast.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
True.
So you ready? Are you ready for Christmas?
Yeah. No.
Are you going to the ball tomorrow?
I am.
Okay.
I'm excited about going to the Jingle Ball. And I asked earlier if Robin named it.
No, I can't take credit for that. I wish I could.
I'm not sure why I asked that, but it kind of made sense.
Okay. Yeah, I think
the history of this show.
I think if she did, there would have been an S in there somewhere, like Jingles Ball.
Yeah, you got to have an S.
There's got to be more than one jingle.
Right.
Jingle the ball.
Jingle the ball.
Like Smokey the Bear, Easter the Bunny.
That's great. See, that you don't get that anywhere else, right there. That is patented Robin.
That is. That's right.
Her double entendres and her segues. Nobody touches them.
So we're kind of excited. It's kind of a big day. We're going out to one of the assisted living facilities today.
And I think that's amazing that you guys do that.
It's not that amazing, really. I mean, I don't know that we're really great at it. We just have fun doing it. But on this particular one, they want us to walk table to table, which is what we've done.
See, I don't know if I could. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I'm not that kind of an entertainer.
What time are we doing it? 6:30?
4:30.
4:30.
Yep, 4:30.
I'm a better talker. That's about all I can do.
So you could talk.
Anything else, I get a little nervous doing.
Could read a Christmas poem.
And that's crazy. I know a lot of people get nervous talking, but they'll perform. I like if I had to dance or something. Like let's say I was in some time of production where I had to dance. I got to practice it my whole life, and I'd still be nervous about doing it.
Me too.
I'd
be super nervous.
The hardest part of doing a speech for me is walking to the podium, right? Like if they introduce you and you have to come up to the podium, that's the hardest thing in the world.
That's because everybody's looking at you.
Right. It's so much easier just to start there.
Yeah.
And then you just stay there. Yeah. And then, all right, I don't have to move.
I used to hate introductions when I did colleges. Sometimes they would just have me there. I'd just go up on my own. There'd be no introduction.
Yeah.
Other times the school something would stand there and introduce me, and I would hate them.
And
We're listening to WOCA.
Yes, we are.
Oh, that's good to know. I'd
Ocala.
almost forgotten. When you have somebody else writes your biography, right? They'll say, "Hey, can you submit your biography?"
Right.
And and you write it, you're thinking, okay, it's just going to be in the program. And then they read it, and you're like, oh, my gosh.
And then they
this
edit.
is so brutal. This is so brutal. And the person who's reading it feels like they have to add something.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and you met them 5 minutes ago backstage, and so they have to add something, and it's like, oh, this is brutal. I hate that.
So today we're going and we're gonna perform and looking forward to it. And then tomorrow's the Jingle Ball. And
Yep.
And I guess we'll do a few more of those kind of things.
Oh,
between-
are you performing with the orchestra?
No.
Have you ever, I was about
No.
to say that would be cool.
No, I don't think
Right?
so. I don't think so.
That's big time. If you're a musician and you have a band, and then all of a sudden you decide to bring in an entire orchestra,
Oh yeah, that's
is
big.
that big time?
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like every big time performer has done that at least once.
Except here's the thing.
Except maybe Madonna.
Yeah.
No, I think she has.
Has she done the whole orchestra?
I think so. But here's the thing. If you go to see somebody who has large amounts of strings in their recordings,
Yeah.
typically, if it's a touring musician, he does not have a string section with him, he or she. They
Yeah.
usually have synthetic strings.
Sure,
Somebody on
sure.
a keyboard who can pull it off. But the exception is when they play Madison Square Garden, Carnegie Hall, some of the bigger venues. And I don't mean to be New York exclusive because I can't think of the other names, but
They are the two biggest ones.
they're big
Yeah.
ones. But when they play there, they really have strings. It's an amazing thing. If you ever get a ticket, go to the big venues because that's
Yeah.
when you're going to see the real strings
That's cool.
or hear them.
That's cool.
Well, yesterday was great because Joe was in production, and then he came out, and Dan had his electric guitar plugged into the new radio there, and Larry was playing his accordion. So
There's
with
a mix you
his
don't see every day.
with his Viking helmet on, so it was fun.
Yeah.
Let's see, an electric guitar
Yeah.
and an accordion
That's right. That's
plugged
right.
into a jukebox.
Yeah.
Yes, plugged into a
That's
jukebox.
right.
Yes.
So-
There you go.
How do you like that jukebox, by
That
the way?
sounds like a joke.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
It's wonderful.
You know what it looked like?
It looks cool.
it-
I was admiring it.
It looked like a drunken Christmas party, but nobody was drinking.
Yeah.
That's probably right. It needs more lights, though.
And maybe, on second thought, maybe we should do that tomorrow night. Maybe it'd be more
that'd
fun.
be fun.
There is a
Yeah, that'd be
cash
fun.
bar, right?
Yeah, there is. There's a cash bar.
Oh,
so
well, that's going to change.
we have a
my,
built-in audience.
Nice. It'll help the budget for me. You stay longer if there's a drink.
Do you have a
That's
designated driver?
Yeah, my wife will come.
She won't drink?
Oh, okay.
One of us will and one of us won't.
Oh, okay.
What
Because I
usually
can call you a
happens-
cab.
Yeah, we don't live that far away.
Yeah, we could drive you home.
Well, you know what usually happens at these events is, you both will have, like, depending on what the situation is and how long you're going to be there. So, because we drive with our kids, you got to be extra smart. But usually, if you're going to be there for a couple hours, you may have one drink and then you look at the other one and say, that tasted too good. You're going to drive. Right?
Yeah, right.
So, but that's, you don't want to both be in the situation where that tasted really good. Who are we going to call?
You know what? I'm not a drinker, but I don't understand, unless it's a cherry, I don't understand the solid things that are in drinks. Why do you have, other than ice?
What do you mean solid things?
Like every once in a while you'll see somebody with a drink. See, I used to play bars, so I don't really know what I was looking at.
Right.
But they would have solid things in the
I don't know what
drinks.
solid things are. Typically, Larry, when you say the word solid,
Yeah?
you can't drink it.
Right.
Right? It's hard to drink a solid.
Okay, now tell me. It's
hard to drink a solid.
This is. I'm drawing from an old memory, but
Most liquids are.
I saw rocks in drinks. Have you ever seen this?
On the
Actual
rocks?
stones. No, I don't, on the rocks meaning ice. I understand that.
No, I've never seen that.
No, I
Okay,
never.
I
seen
used to
real
see
rock.
that.
You used to play some highfalutin places.
I don't know about that. I saw.
We're really low end when
I
they
saw
couldn't
the
afford
green
a mixer, so
green.
they put in rock.
What did I see? Green.
And they were rocks, real rocks.
Well, what they do
I
make,
saw real stones. I
what
saw
they,
real
what
stones.
they do
Never
make
seen
is
that.
like these crystals that you can put in your drinks that flash and make colors.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I saw
I've
real
seen
stones,
those.
like river stones, but then there was a green,
Riverstone.
like a smooth stone.
Yeah, I got you. I
That's
know
why
what
I
a
call it
Riverstone is. It's just I don't know why in the world you would put that in a drink.
I don't either. Hold on, I think the phone rang. Did
Somebody
I answer the
will
phone?
know.
Good morning, you're on the air.
I'm kind of worried about rocks in my drink and alcohol in my brain and swallowing the rocks and ending up in the hospital.
Well, they were big. They were unswallowable.
It's going to lead to a chipped
Yeah.
tooth.
Yeah, I'm afraid of losing a filling when I drink.
Yeah, right,
No
right.
trouble. Yeah, yeah. Hey, we're going tomorrow night. We're looking forward to it. I think it will be a great event and a great fundraiser.
Oh, good.
And I'll be a designated driver if anybody needs help.
There you go.
So Huey, you can drink. I'll take you home.
That just made Huey's day.
Yay.
You know they're from Wisconsin, so you know.
That's right.
Is there beer? Is there beer there?
I don't know.
There better be.
Oh,
just
no,
know-
he likes scotch.
Oh, he's a Scotch.
Ah, okay.
Put down.
Forget the beer. He can have that any day.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But Joe better have a bottle of scotch there.
A Manhattan. Brandy
Yeah.
Manhattan on the rocks.
Oh, there you go.
All right. Yeah, we'll have fun.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think I'm old enough yet to drink Scotch.
Oh, you're not? You got to be a certain age?
Well,
you got to be over a certain age.
when you
for that
look at,
stuff?
there are certain drinks when you look at them, you're like, well, when I'm older, I'll drink Scotch. I just haven't reached
Yeah.
that age.
Not there yet, huh?
'Cause I don't really
Me either, I
like
guess.
that taste.
Normally, he likes that Brandy Manhattan stuff. So.
Oh,
It's not
those are
bad.
good.
Really
It's not bad.
All right, so
Yeah.
what about olives? Olives in a drink. You like that?
It depends. If I'm having a dry martini, I will. Yeah,
Thank you, Linda. Appreciate
but I
that.
won't. But I won't eat the olive because I don't like the olive.
No, not
But
even.
the
yeah,
olive's
but it adds a little taste to it, to a good martini.
Well, one of the good things about the cash bar tomorrow night, if anybody wants to drink, they have to pay to drink there, and then the proceeds will go to the operation.
Yeah,
Feed
because if
100,
it's free-
the alcohol's not free.
Now, next thing you know, people are doing the chicken dance
Yeah.
and the Macarena to an
Maybe I should
orchestra.
bring the accordion.
Yeah, I
though.
think
Right,
so.
just imagine if you could do the Macarena to an orchestra.
Yeah.
That's what would happen if you had a tip jar next to an orchestra. Hey, can y'all play the chicken dance?
There you go.
There you go.
That's perfect.
I'm looking.
It'll be
I ju-
fun tomorrow.
I just looked up
6:30
salads
Appleton.
and mixed drinks and liquids. Never mind. It's just I don't even know what they're talking about here. It's a video, so it's hard to just tell you what I'm
All
looking
right,
at.
Larry, there's two things I want to get to.
What is?
I really want to get to the video games, and I
You
really
do?
want to get to the top 10.
The top 10 people who contributed to Christmas.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
let's do
this
this.
is gonna be fun.
Video games first, because I think we can get through this quickly, because I
Okay.
don't know any of these games.
All right.
All right. The first one is Rayman Legends.
And I'm going to tell you why, because I need good ideas.
Okay. Well, Rayman Legends.
Now, my son played the last one, and it was a pretty good game. I didn't know there was a new one out. It's for the Wii,
This is for the
or is it
the
for
computer,
everything?
the PS3, the Wii U,
Okay,
and the
so-
Xbox 360. It came out in August.
All right, so I wonder if they have one for the PS4. They probably do if they have it for the PS3.
Okay.
That's good. All right.
All right, the Rayman Legends. I have no idea what it is. Let me see if I recognize.
It's a little bit like Mario Brothers. It's the
Really?
same concept as Mario Brothers, but not Mario Brothers.
All right, the next one is Pikmin 3.
I don't know that one.
Pikmin is for the Wii U. It came out July of this year.
We got rid of our Wii U. We didn't
Did
like
you?
it. My kids didn't play
In
it.
Pikmin 3, players take on the role of a space traveler who has crash landed on an alien world filled with tiny extraterrestrials called Pikmin.
Pikmin.
You have to gather fuel and food to survive. That's the
Fair enough.
idea of the game. Next one is for the what system is this for? This is for the Wii U. Also, this came out in August. This is called The Wonderful 101.
Oh, do you know that one?
Nope.
The Wonderful 101 is the only superhero adventure big enough to compete with the sprawling Lego Marvel superheroes.
Oh, wow.
Now the Legos is it as a franchise it's done really well. And my kids enjoy it. They have a lot of fun with that. It's actually on their list this year.
The next one is for the 3DS. What is that?
It's a handheld
Oh,
game.
okay. This
It's a
is called,
Nintendo.
This is called
okay.
Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Okay.
Ever heard of it?
No.
Okay.
Animal Crossing New Leaf may look adorable, but don't be fooled.
It's not adorable?
This is the digital
ruthless.
equivalent to crack.
Wow.
That's what it says.
That's
That's exactly what I want to expose my children to.
In it,
There you
players
go.
become the mayor of a town, build it up, populate it with cute little creatures, and then share their creations with others.
You know, if I'm going to write like video game reviews, I'm going to avoid the word crack. Comparing anything to a drug is probably not the way to attract parents.
You cannot neglect your town or your Animal Crossings.
Right.
That's how you lose if you neglect your town. Once
Oh,
you
don't
start
do
building
that.
it, you can't neglect it. Apparently, it keeps going after you turn the game off.
Well, there's a lot to do that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Gone Home is a game for PC, for the computer only.
Okay.
Have you heard of this one?
Nope.
Not me either.
The inside title, the indie title. Oh, this is an independent title.
Yeah.
May wrong foot players initially, as it bears all the hallmarks of a horror title: an empty, ornate house, a booming thunderstorm, and a spooky atmosphere. But the story at the center is both touching and very human.
All right.
Part detective story, part memoir. Gone Home's biggest asset is its ability to enable players to recapture the emotional state of a teenager.
Okay.
I've got one in my house. I don't need to recapture that.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, what do I click on to get to the next thing?
No idea.
Oh, here it is. The next thing is Assassin's Creed 4 Black
Now
Flag.
this is on the list.
This is for every system. It looks like.
This is I played the last 3.
Uh-huh.
It's a great franchise.
This came out November 22nd.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So that's already underneath the tree.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It looks like a guy swimming, getting a treasure chest.
Yep. They're pirates this time. So it all started off back in and this actually got my oldest son. He got excited about Michelangelo by playing Assassin's Creed and then later Da Vinci
The
came
artists?
in.
Not the Ninja Turtles.
No, the
Okay.
artist.
Wonderful.
Because they talk about him in there, and then he later on got excited about Da Vinci and found out about all of this is when he was like 8 or 9. So
wow.
this series has been out for a while.
Wow.
And so, you do kill people in it. Don't be. That's called Assassin's Creed.
Right.
But there are
actually,
some good things.
Have you seen the?
And it's in the graphics are stunning, and so you feel like you're in Venice, and then they had America when America was starting. So it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
So-
that's pretty
So
cool.
I don't know if this is on the list. I've only got like 4 more here, but there was something I was watching online, and it might be an older game. It was Grand Theft Auto Tsunami.
I haven't seen that one. I know there's Grand Theft Auto 5, which they considered the best video game ever made.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
in this one, I don't know if this is part of a game or if that's the whole game. There's a tsunami, and your job is to get out of town
Yeah, there may be. Yeah,
before the
maybe a
tsunami
part-
floods everybody.
Maybe a part of the game. I mean, it's a huge game.
Okay.
And basically, you're a bad guy.
Because
in
it
Grand
shows this
Theft
guy,
Auto.
he steals, what does he steal? He steals an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Okay, to get out of town.
Yep.
And then he's driving past these people sitting on benches as the water is rising. And they're just kind of sitting there. And I'm thinking, why are they sitting there? And then he finds a bridge. So he's looking off the bridge, watching all these people getting washed away.
Yeah.
Then he dives into off the bridge into the water. Anyway.
That sounds like it.
All right, next one on the list is Diablo 3 for the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and for your personal computer.
I don't know about that one.
One of this year's most addictive games was actually released on PC last year. Fortunately for console owners, Blizzard has done a fantastic job in porting over its superb dungeon crawler for the PS3 and the Xbox 360.
Nice.
Came out September of this year.
Okay.
The next one is called Disney Infinity.
I've heard about this one.
Disney Infinity is for the Xbox 360 and for
Right.
the PS3.
Yep.
Looks like every Disney character ever is in
Yeah.
this game.
Really?
While it may look like a Skylanders ripoff, Disney
It is.
Infinity is actually the video game equivalent of emptying a toy chest onto the floor and making your own magic with its contents.
It's a Skylander ripoff.
Is it?
Oh, okay. Just for little kids.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah.
Well, you always get
My
something-
son doesn't want to play it.
Oh, really?
He's going to be 13 and
The next one is Lego Marvel Superheroes.
that's on the list.
For every...
I've got to get that one. But
That's
the Lego franchise has been really popular because what they do is they'll take like famous superheroes like Batman or Superman or they had one where they had several of them together and then they just play. So it's an adventure game.
Are these anatomically correct, by the way?
The what?
These Legos, are they anatomically
No,
correct? Or
they're
does it just
not.
look like that?
They are made. They're Lego. They're the whole game is made out of Legos.
All right,
in the
Robin, look at this.
computer.
Tell me if they...
Okay.
what, am I looking at it funny? I mean, do they look like they are anatomically correct?
Yeah, they certainly do. They got
Now-
something going on down there.
Where
Yes.
do you think that was going to
There
go?
are 3 guys.
Spider-Man. Come here.
Oh, there's
I
Spider-Man
believe you.
and-
You don't look at the picture?
I've seen the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
Spider-Man
little
is
extra
there.
Thing down there.
I mean, they are.
It's not David.
No, it's not
no,
David.
no,
There you
but
go.
it's there's definitely.
I see where your mind's going now, Larry.
Go just look at the picture.
All right, I'm
turn it
coming
around-
over.
All right, hey, there, Galen's coming over.
Okay.
All right, let me make
Comes
sure
Galen.
Mike Throne gets his reaction. Let's see if he whistles
There
or
you
says,
go.
"Oh my."
Oh yeah. It's extra.
Yeah, there you go.
Does that look anatomical to you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really.
But
Well, it's flat.
it's
so.
that's an added piece that if you lose, it changes the dynamic of the game. You know what I mean? There's a lot of parts of Legos that are interchangeable.
Yeah.
You could take a 2. If you lose a 2, you could put 2 1s. You lose that. It changes the game.
Oh, no. All right. The next one is I'm not sure if this was the last one or not. Battlefield 4.
Battlefield 3 was okay. Battlefield 1 was fantastic. Battlefield 4 I've heard nothing good about. So
Really?
the reviews on it not good.
Okay, I could
good.
click on the review. Let me see what the review says.
I'm sure on that one they love it. They loved everything else. So
Well, no. These are just bestsellers.
right.
This
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, I
mean
know
they
it's-
like 'em.
It's a very popular franchise. I've just heard that this game itself stinks.
Okay, so just because it's on the list doesn't mean that this list is recommending them. It's just saying these are the top sellers.
right.
All right, I hit the button.
It's a battle game. It's a war type game.
Oh, there are more. Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D
For the Wii U,
for the 3DS.
for the 3DS,
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Same thing. They just changed the graphics a little bit.
The next one is
okay.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
As the kids call it, COD Ghost.
Okay.
We have it. I've played it. I like the Modern Warfare franchise better. They play them both. They're interchangeable, but it's a war type game. Great strategy game. The campaign on COD Ghost isn't very good. I give it a solid 8.
An
It
8.
didn't.
Right.
I had really high expectations. The graphics are phenomenal.
Yeah, it looks like
I had
it. Yeah.
I had really high expectations. It's an 8. My son doesn't play it anymore, and he's had it less than a month.
Oh,
That's
okay.
all you need to
Okay.
know.
That's all you need to know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Devil May Cry is the next one.
Haven't played it. I've
you heard
heard
about
about it. It's more of a, if I'm remembering correctly, it's more like it's a storyline that you play out. So it's not like a game per se. It's more like a story, and you have to.
Oh, really? What do they call
Figure
those?
things out.
Didn't they have a name for those games?
Yeah, and I'm trying a strategy game.
Yeah.
So
FIFA, FIFA 14?
FIFA 14 soccer.
Yeah.
It's the number 1 selling game in the world.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the list.
Well, soccer's pretty important.
Came out September.
They call it football. Everywhere else.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm kidding.
FIFA 14.
Yeah.
It's
So
for
it's
PS3,
about the World Cup.
PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One.
Do you remember during a couple of weeks ago, and they had the draw for the World Cup that's happening in Brazil,
I think so, yeah.
and all the riots that were going on?
Right. Okay.
So one of the
Pretend
things
I know.
that they were destroying was these video games. They weren't destroying the video game themselves, just the cases.
Oh.
So
Really?
what's going on
Really?
in Brazil with the World Cup? People need to read about, because it's to me it's an example of where sports, even though there's a lot of things that I love about sports, there's a lot of bad to sports, and some of the things that are going on with that and what they've done to Brazil, just completely uprooted people so that the world showcase shines brightly on Brazil, and it's shameful what they've done.
Well, there was that one Olympic Games or World Games, something like that, where one of the teams from South America, the goalie, the guy didn't get a goal or something, and when he got back, they killed him.
Yeah, that was actually in Colombia.
Yeah.
And what happened was he scored an own goal. Yeah, and there's a great thing that ESPN did a great piece on that, on a 30 for 30, and I can't remember his name, but they came back and they killed him. That's
Yeah.
absolutely right.
That's crazy.
It was a drug cartel that was funding it. It got ugly from there, but yeah, they killed him
Next,
because he lost to the United States in
Yeah.
that game. So
that's how
sorry.
much they hate us, right?
Yeah.
Everybody hates us for some reason.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Well, we're not going to help them anymore.
You know,
then.
the French hate us because we're rude.
And we're not going to help them anymore.
That's
Yeah,
right.
there you go. Good luck with that.
Next game is Batman Arkham Origins.
But again, a great series. It's
October it came out.
if you like the movie Batman and you like video games, you're going to absolutely love this game. The graphics on it are really, really good, but it's in that dark. It's very dark.
the whole
and
Batman
forbidding.
thing, right?
Yeah, the
Everything's
whole
separate.
Dark Knight Rises. Now the next one is going to be more like the cartoon,
Oh, really?
not the cartoon,
But the TV show?
what's his name, Adam West version.
Right. Okay.
Oh,
Everything goes pow.
Real campy.
So it's going back to that.
Oh, that's funny.
But this one, it's very, very dark, and they say it's the end of the series. So if you like the Batman, it's phenomenal.
All right, the next one came out in May of this year, and this is what the first line says. Arguably the biggest curveball tossed out by the video game industry all year. It is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Yeah, again, Far Cry has been a great franchise.
You
They
have
just
that one?
changed it up. Nope. Can't have them all, Larry. Can't have them all.
They're expensive?
Yeah, they're about $60 a piece.
Oh, wow.
So, and you got to remember, one game can have as much as 200 to 250 hours of gameplay.
Do you download them or buy them?
Buy them?
Okay.
Typically,
So you have
you can't-
systems?
Yeah, we have the PS4 and the PS3. We just got rid of the Wii U. We've had the Wii. So, yeah. We bought the PS4. That was an early Christmas present. Got it the day it came out.
When Alex was younger and I used to play the games with him, the games I used to like playing were the race car games.
Now, I'm surprised it's not on there, and it's on the list. I've got it under the tree. It's called Need for Speed.
Okay.
And if you liked race car games, it's awesome.
Well-
Because what's cool is you can be a cop or you can be a
bad-
street racer.
Oh, okay.
Right? And so it's just a lot of fun.
So Need for Speed was one of the games Alex played when he was little.
Oh, yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
But we used to play, and I didn't care about winning or even go fast. I like to go slow and find the deer, because you'd find deer on the side of the road. If you just stop and look, they were really like flat cardboard deer.
You like to drive, though.
Yeah, I just like to drive.
See, I hate driving, and so this way, this is crazy. But it lets out all my aggression that I have on the road.
So there is one on here.
And I will tell you, you do not want to play that game, Need for Speed, and then get in your car, because you will drive faster
Yeah,
than
I bet.
you should be.
I bet you will.
Because of the the graphics are so real. You know, the tree that you're going by is relative.
Do you ever
speed.
slow down and look at the stuff?
No,
No?
Larry, I'm trying to win.
Oh, okay.
I will refuse to lose to my son.
See, I always stop. I alwauld stop and look around and say, look
So
at that.
if there's
Right,
a game
right.
that
I
my
like it.
son
What
dominates
does that
me on,
billboard say? I was like, what did that billboard say?
I do one of two things. I either practice like when he's not there, or
okay.
I just don't play it ever again.
But I think we're agreeing on something here. We enjoy playing this particular type of game with our
Yes,
children.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But then again, I enjoy playing all the video games with my kids.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's
I don't know
it's
if I
a
ever
form of
did anything.
bonding. I mean,
Yeah, right. No, I'm with you.
you know, it's something you can do together, and what the way I am, because this is how I explain it to my wife. Maybe I should say that. It gives me a way in which I can communicate with them, because now I know every generation has their own language, right?
Right.
It may be subtle.
Right, that's true.
It's not that we don't understand each other, but if you can use so when they use a term, and you're like, what the heck does that mean? Now at least you'll understand what
yes.
context it's
Oh,
in.
yes.
You know?
What was the one when the kids were little? My bad.
Yes,
My bad.
Sure.
I remember
Drove
hearing
me
that going,
nuts.
my bad.
Yeah.
All right, what does it mean? And
Yeah,
then we're throwing a football back and forth. And Doug was there in those days. And if I missed it, they would say, my bad. And I was like, okay, that means it was your fault, right?
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
it because it was your fault.
But that's a great analogy of it all. And again, we have to figure out how we're going to communicate with our children. It's not our children's responsibility or requirement to communicate with us. At least I don't believe so.
So is
we
my
have, we have
bad
to communicate to them.
A has-been word? Or
No, people still use it.
Still use my bad?
Yeah. You know, it's almost become a cop out.
My bad.
So like, okay, that forgives you of any sin.
But I can't even figure out, is it an abbreviation of something else?
No, it just means I screwed up.
My bad.
But, you know, I don't like it when people throw it out. Oh, my bad. Well, you're going to need to do a little more than that.
Yeah, they
You know,
do throw it out there.
just because you throw it out there doesn't mean you own your mistake. Right? I've always believed that you're not defined.
So
by
if
the
your mother
mistakes
tells you, did you go make your bed? And then he says, well, you didn't tell me to. And then she goes, oh, my bad. And she goes, your bed too?
You worked on that one for a
I
while.
did. I took a little moment to create that little joke. Yeah.
I was wondering where you were going.
All right, the next video game is a car racing game. It's called Forza Motorsport 5.
I wish this game was on the PS4, but it's only on the Xbox One. And from everything I've been told, I got a buddy who's got it, and that's all he wants to talk about. He texted me about this game.
Really?
Because you can drive like these really exotic cars, and so I think it's a racing game, but it also immerses you in a car that you're never going to own.
Oh wow!
Whether it's a Pagani, a Lamborghini, a Maserati. I mean, it's the ultimate cars.
Xbox One, is that an old Xbox?
No, it's the brand new one.
Oh, it's the new one.
It's the brand new one.
It's a new one, and it's called One.
And I will tell you that the PS4, it does things, and my wife, she's like, I don't care, and I'm like, just come watch this. And it's one of those side games they have that come with the box, right? So it's usually the easiest. And she's looking at it, she's in her eyes going, and she sits down. She's not playing it; she's just watching it.
Right.
Because what they do is they have these cameras, and so it can immerse you in the game itself. And the controller's like this touchpad.
Huh.
And you can do things and interact with them, and there's things around you. And so one person has the controller, but if you're in the same room with them, you can interact with the objects that are around you on the screen.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
It's pretty amazing. It's a full immersion, and they're getting closer and closer to that.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And the controllers know how you're tilting it, and and if you're gripping it too tight, it'll say, "Don't squeeze me."
Oh,
'Cause you're
wow.
holding the controller too tight. It's kind of
Wow.
What they're going to be able to do is just simply amazing.
Wow. I can see that going somewhere else.
Yeah.
That'll sell lots of games, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's already happened.
really?
Because you can broadcast yourself live while you're playing.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
PlayStation is within the 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They sent out that you can be prosecuted because it's FCC, and if you
gee.
broadcast pornography, things like that.
Goodness.
Wow.
Not good. Filming themselves playing a game while doing
You're
something else.
squeezing me too hard.
Okay, there you go.
Let me go
Wow.
to the phone, and I've got a few more games. I guess we'll do the people who contributed to Modern Christmas on Monday. How about that?
I just want to spend about 10 minutes on Charles Dickens.
Good morning. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning. It just amazes me how far video games have come since I've been young. I'm in my early 40s, and I had the Atari system, and we mostly went to arcades back then because the graphics were so much better. And when they had their first Laserdisc game, I think it was called Dragon Flare, it cut out to actually 3D graphics, and we're like, wow, I wish the whole game was like that. But now these systems are just absolutely incredible. The realization that oh my God, I just can't believe it. I don't really get them because I know I was addicted as a kid, so I worked, so I really don't have time to do it. But if I was the age these kids are right now, I would be just in awe of how great the graphics and gameplay are in a lot of these games.
Wow, yeah.
Well, and I'll
Looks
tell you,
like it,
because
yeah.
of the evolution, my children just expect it.
Right.
Like when we played, I remember the best game we had was tanks, planes,
Yeah.
and I forgot it's
Asteroids.
well, tanks and planes, and it came with a set, right? You had that great big joystick, and after about an hour and a half, your thumb was going to fall off.
Yeah, right.
And we played that forever. And the simplicity of the game, the game strategy itself hasn't changed. It's still there. What's changed is the graphics. And it looks real.
And the music is sold as soundtracks. You can buy the music by itself.
Well,
Yeah.
it's what they're putting more, in some cases, more money into this video game than they are in any movie that's being produced. There are more people working on it. There are
Is that right?
actors.
Wow.
Absolutely. Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag.
All right, so I'm going to go through
because
because
it took $350 million to develop.
Are you going to stick with us
Wow.
past the break?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so-
love the other news.
Okay, good.
It's like my favorite segment. I even comment while I'm in my car.
XCOM Enemy Within is next. I guess we'll just give you the names. BioShock Infinite is next. And I guess last on the list is Grand Theft Auto 5.
My kids ask me for it every day,
Oh, really?
and I tell them no every day.
You don't mind? Oh, you don't want them to have it?
No.
Stealing cars and shooting
Yeah,
people.
I have a 9.
Oh, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Oh, this list keeps going on. Okay.
I haven't seen that one.
Crisis 3. It's the guy with a big, gigantic crossbow.
It's the end of the world kind of a thing.
God of War Ascension.
That's more like monsters. Monsters are going to war.
Gears of War
Same
Judgment.
thing. Almost identical.
And we've got 28 seconds, so let me do this real quickly. Tomb Raider is up here again. Tomb Raider came out.
The new one.
Tomb Raider came out.
They're re-releasing it.
All right. No time for a segue. Where's the Bloodmobile today?
Today, Larry, we're at the Walmart on Easy Street.
Walmart on Easy Street, right across the street.
Yeah. Right down the
And
road.
of course, on Silver Springs Boulevard, you can go donate blood at Life South next to the Cascades. Where would you go in Denellen?
Right next to our Sweet Bay.
All right, Galen's going to stay with us. We're going to go to Mike Huckabee, then we'll do News Bites. Deal?
Deal.
This is the Huckabee Report for Friday. I'm Mike Huckabee from New York. There's something too real for reality TV. That's next.
This season, bring home the newest holiday release from America's #1 Christmas music artist, Mannheim Steamrollers' Christmas Symphony 2. Brand new recordings with the Czech Philharmonic Orchestra joining Mannheim Steamroller to create a holiday sound that's bigger than ever. Bring home the latest release from Mannheim Steamroller with new symphonic arrangements of your favorite holiday classics. Mannheim Steamroller Christmas Symphony 2. Available everywhere. Get yours today.
Introducing the Krill Omega Super Formula, a cutting-edge combination of fish oil and krill oil in one simple formula. It's the ultimate way to promote your heart health, brain function, and especially your joints. In fact, we're so sure your joints will feel better in just 7 days, we want to send you a free bottle. Call 1-800-400-5650. Get your free bottle before they run out. Call 1-800-400-5650. 1-800-400-5650. Call right now. 1-800-400-5650.
The Robertson family of A&E's hit reality series Duck Dynasty made no secret of their traditional Christian beliefs. Now Phil Robertson is under fire from the gay rights world for an interview in GQ. He was talking about things the Bible considers sin, including homosexuality, bestiality, and adultery, and he made some bluntly graphic comments about gay sexuality. GLAAD accused him of making vile, extreme anti-gay statements, but he was just expressing a view held by millions of conservative Christians that you love the sinner but hate the sin. And Christians consider homosexuality a sin. Still, A&E suspended Robertson, which alienates millions who've made that the biggest reality show on cable. The only reality on reality TV is that the stars can say or do anything, no matter how offensive, as long as they don't commit the ultimate taboo and then express mainstream religious beliefs. This seems to be the latest trend in the media. Gay rights groups used to lobby for tolerance. Now they lobby for intolerance. It's no longer enough that they be allowed to hold their views, but anyone who disagrees has to be silenced. Robertson didn't encourage violence or hatred for gay people. He just said he doesn't understand homosexuality and that under his biblically based and constitutionally protected religious beliefs, he considers it a sin. For that, he was thrown off a reality show. Now, keep in mind, a genre that's given to shows like Jersey Shore, Temptation Island, and Cheaters, shows that glorify the worst types of animalistic, immoral behavior, from binge drinking to serial promiscuity to teen pregnancy. All of that is standard reality show content, but expressing a traditional Christian belief that homosexuality is a sin, oh, that's unacceptable. It makes you wonder if the suits at A&E have the slightest clue about who those millions of people are who are watching Duck Dynasty, or who were. CNN sent a reporter to Georgia to interview the store owner who sold one of this week's 2 winning tickets in the $636 million Mega Millions lottery. The store owner, an Asian immigrant who had some difficulty understanding English. The CNN reporter told her that the store that sells the winning ticket gets $1 million. Well, that's true in California, but in Georgia, the store gets nothing. To make it up to her, CNN should have at least bought $1 million worth of Slim Jims. And finally, if you've used your credit card or debit card at the Target store since Thanksgiving, you might be the victim of credit card theft. Cyber criminals apparently targeted the card readers used in stores. They gained access to credit card numbers, expiration dates, and security codes. As many as 40 million customers may be vulnerable. Check your credit card statement carefully and make sure you authorized every charge. And this is the Huckabee Report.
You take your 6-year-old to the playground. You watch her go down the slide, then run over to the swings. Another mother strikes up a conversation. You take your eye off your daughter for just a few seconds. You look back at the swings. And she's gone. Your heart drops into your stomach. You jump up, your eyes searching. You cry out her name.
Lily? Lily?
From the top of the slide, you hear a voice.
Mommy, watch me!
Every parent knows that feeling. Imagine if she were actually abducted. Go to wirelessamberAlerts.org. Sign up for free Amber Alerts on your cell phone. When an Amber Alert is issued in the areas you've chosen, you'll receive a free text message. If you spot the vehicle, the suspect, or the child described in the alert, call 911. Sign up today at wirelessamberAlerts.org. A child is calling for help. This message brought to you by the Wireless Foundation, the U.S. Department of Justice, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
The Huckabee Report is brought to you by Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, Ocala.
Howdy, RL here to tell you about a great deal at Dairy Queen. For only $4.49, you can warm up to a hot, juicy combo of either a foot-long, quarter-pound all-beef chili dog or a tasty home-style cheeseburger. Smoking hot off the char grill. Both get fries and a drink. You can add a sundae for only 99 cents. Now that's a doggone good deal at Dairy Queen, Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Well, you've waited till the very last minute to try to put up those Christmas lights, and now you know you've got to break out that ladder, climb up, climb down, climb up, climb down. Make it easy on yourself. Stop by Sunbelt Rentals and rent one of their easy lifts. It makes your life a whole lot easier. And while you're there, check out all the other specials they have that can make your life a whole lot easier. Just 1 mile east of I-75 on Highway 27, 369-9101. Tell them Dan from WOCA sent you and get a special discount. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
This holiday service announcement brought to you by Ocala Aviation and your friends here at this station.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a bad Santa? Do people cringe before they open your presents? Has re-gifting your gifts become a holiday tradition? Well, you're not alone. According to the internet, someone somewhere did a survey, and it turns out 6 out of 10 gift givers are labeled as bad Santas. If you or someone you love has been diagnosed as a bad Santa, don't despair. There is a cure. It's not a pill or an elixir. We couldn't bottle it even if we tried. So what is this miracle cure for bad Santas everywhere? You'll never guess. So I might as well tell you. It's a discovery flight from Ocala Aviation. Yes, I speak the truth. Once they take to the skies, I guarantee they won't be trying to re-gift this present. A discovery flight will have people singing your praises as the best Santa ever. Never again will you have to attach a gift receipt to your present. For more details about this amazing discovery flight, call Ocala Aviation now. We have operators standing by. 861-7484. 861-7484. And Merry Christmas.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala!
All right, 22 minutes before 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Beautiful looking Friday, the Friday before Christmas. This is the segment of AM Ocala Live that we call News Bites. We take news from around the world, the biggest stories, the freshest stories. Sometimes they're just a few seconds old, as a matter of fact. And we abbreviate them so you get the gist of what's going on around the world without spending all day listening to the news. And it's our opportunity to put news back in News Talk. Today, some commentary, I'm going to guess, because Galen Unald is in the room. Good morning, Galen, again.
Good morning. I'll try to at least have one good joke.
No, come on. It was always fun. It's fun. It's the Friday before Christmas. It's with the spirit of everything.
Do you feel it yet? Is it in the air?
I feel it every time. Yeah, I feel it right now. But I've also felt it like when we go, we did caroling, but also just playing music, without the singing.
Right. What is that called? playing music without the singing?
I don't know. It's called fun.
There you go. I don't know.
But today we are singing, right? When we go to the assisted living.
Yes. We will be there.
All right, so let's do some of these news items. And the first one actually is from the Associated Press, and it has to do with here in Florida. Officials overseeing holiday displays at the Florida Capitol have allowed a nativity scene, a Festivus pole, and even a chair holding fake pasta with eyeballs and an accompanying proverb from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. But they are drawing the line with Satan. The Department of Management Services emailed the Satanic Temple on Wednesday telling the group its proposed display of an angel falling from heaven into an open fire was grossly offensive. Co-founder Lucien Greaves says the group asked what was offensive, acknowledging they might be willing to alter the display, but they didn't get a response by yesterday. Several groups have been allowed to put up displays in the State House Rotunda because the area is considered to be a public forum. I got to go just to see the Festivus thing.
In case people don't know the impact that Seinfeld has had on America, that's a great example.
That is crazy.
I wonder if they're going to have a feat of strength.
I don't know.
That's one of the funniest episodes of all time.
I don't know. I know that one. But
Festivus for the rest of us.
Okay, Festivus for the rest of us.
Do you ever see that episode of Seinfeld?
I have seen it, but I don't know the feat of strength. Is that part of that?
They do three things. They air grievances, in which they sit down and tell what they hate about the other person.
Okay.
And very Christmas spirit. And then they decorate the pole, the Festivus pole, and then they have a feat of strength.
And what is that?
Where they wrestle.
Goodness.
Oh, it's a great episode. Festivus for the rest of us.
Alaska Governor Sarah Palin is saying that intolerants are hating on Duck Dynasty patriarch Phil Robertson. She's complaining that his suspension from his family's reality show is an attack on all Americans. This is a quote from Sarah Palin. "Free speech is an endangered species." Palin wrote this on her Facebook page beneath a picture of herself posing with the A&E Network's reality stars. Those intolerants hating and taking on the Duck Dynasty patriarch for voicing his personal opinion are taking on all of us. The cable network suspended Robertson indefinitely from its top-ranked show after he explained that homosexuality in his eyes is sinful. After the comments were publicized, A&E, which airs the smash hit series, released a statement. "We are extremely disappointed to have read Phil Robertson's comments in GQ. The network has placed Phil under hiatus from filming indefinitely. Duck Dynasty is the highest rated non-scripted series on television, and the show recently aired a Christmas special that drew more than 9 million viewers. It is set to return for the rest of its fourth run in January."
Couple of things. One, is anybody shocked that he said this?
No.
If you've watched the show, that shouldn't be a shock. Secondly, who cares? I mean, if that's how he feels, that's how he feels. And I know there's been a huge backlash on A&E and on suspending him. But the truth is that they've already filmed half the series, and he's in it, and they have no plans of taking him out. This story came out, and then yesterday they did a marathon. They did a 24-hour marathon of Duck Dynasty. So they're talking out of both ends of their mouth. They're trying to please their huge fan base and please the small, I mean, let's be honest, 2% of the population in America claims themselves as being homosexual or lesbian. So it's kind of crazy. It's going to be interesting to see what happens on this long term. Let's see how far A&E takes this and how long they keep him suspended.
I think the other guys will just say, well, if he can't show up, we're not showing up.
Well, that may be what happens, and it's going to be interesting to see how America reacts to this, because if they cut the show, it's going to be, who wouldn't want that on their network? Because it's going to make that network, and it's going to destroy A&E if it's boycotted, because it's a #1 rated show on cable. It's a #2 rated show in America. I mean, this is they have a lot of
interesting topic because it's such a talked about topic, and it doesn't seem worthy of that much talk.
I mean, the Duck Dynasty, but of course that's what he's going to say.
Did you see the piece, by the way, with Billy Crystal?
Which one?
Billy Crystal says, this is actually, Duck Dynasty was actually taken from an idea he had called Schmuck Dynasty. But it was being silly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so the next story is about youth sports. You might be interested in this one. This is from ABC News. The degenerative brain disease being blamed for suicides and mental illness in professional athletes may have started when those athletes were young athletic children and absorbing knocks in grade school and high school, according to experts. The theory also suggests that many people who are not elite athletes playing contact sports but did play sports as children may be at risk for developing chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE for short. Let me just read it in the comment. We don't know what the age of onset is with any of these cases, said Dr. Chris Nowinski, the co-director of the Boston University Center for the Study of Traumatic Encephalopathy, which I'm probably saying wrong. The latest discussion of CTE arose after former Major Baseball League player Ryan Friel, who committed suicide at the age of 36, was diagnosed with having had the disease. CTE had not been associated with baseball players. Instead, it is linked to the public's perception of more violent sports like football, ice hockey, and boxing.
It's a scary thing, because the more we find out about the brain, the more we're finding out about what brain injury can do. And I read an article, and it was talking about soccer, right? So people are like, soccer, what's that got to do with brain injuries? What they did is they put sensors on baseball players, soccer players, football players, ice hockey players, lacrosse players. The number one that had the most impact was soccer, because when you're heading the ball. So this is going to be, and it builds on itself. So you're exposed once, and then your likelihood to get exposed again increases exponentially every time you do it. So if you're a football player and you go to practice 4 or 5 times a week and you're a lineman and you're just hitting each other, you're not thinking it's much contact, but it's exponential. And so it builds on itself, and that develops the brain disease. And so the more we find out, now they're starting to look back at certain athletes and their behavior post playing football, and as they got older, and they're realizing that's exactly what the problem was. A lot of mental illness with these elite athletes, and they believe that's a big problem.
Could be
it's scary. We've got to do something. And my son wants to play football, and I won't let him.
Chess.
I won't let him.
Just play chess.
And it's not because I don't. I want my kids to compete. I do. I believe in competition. I believe in sports. I believe in what athletics can do for your development. But long term, it's not worth it. I mean, your brain, you cannot transplant it.
No.
You cannot transplant your brain.
And if you did, you'd be the other guy.
We could transplant every other organ. We can. They're getting to the point where you could get an arm, but you cannot replace your brain.
Right, because that's you.
Yeah.
You're
it's
in there.
not worth it. It's not worth it. So
I wouldn't mind having somebody else's memories, but
Yeah, but they wouldn't be yours.
but they might be fun to have.
that was a Seinfeld episode. Kramer sold his memories.
Oh,
Goodness, another Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's the greatest show ever. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right, we got another story.
President Barack Obama commuted the sentences of 8 people convicted of drug crimes who have each served long prison terms. The White House issued a statement yesterday. Obama, who has sparingly used his pardon and commutation powers, provided relief to people convicted of crack cocaine offenses under laws calling for strict mandatory sentences. The 8 offenders have each served more than 15 years in prison, which the White House said amounted to unduly harsh sentences issued under an outdated sentencing regime. If convicted under current sentencing laws, those people would be given lighter sentences, the White House added, according to CNN News.
Yeah, the right thing to do. I mean, that's a long time to spend in jail for what they did. So,
And next story from the Associated Press. Police say a 10-year-old boy in western New York has died from his injuries after being trapped in a snowbank near his home. Police in the town of Greece say Corey Denoncourt was building snow forts with a friend at an apartment complex Wednesday when the snowbank he was playing on collapsed. Several children from the apartment complex helped him out while another child ran for help. Police say the boy was taken to a hospital in critical condition and died last night. Greece school officials say a crisis team will be available at the school today.
and again, I think they believed that it was because of the trauma he took to the brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For most of the last 33 years, an Andy Warhol portrait of Farrah Fawcett has hung in the home of her longtime lover, Ryan O'Neal, and a jury's verdict yesterday ensures that is where it will stay. For nearly a month, O'Neill has been in a courtroom as lawyers for the University of Texas at Austin sought to gain possession of the portrait, arguing that Fawcett bequeathed the artwork to the school upon her death. O'Neill fought back and testified last week that the portrait was his closest remaining connection to Fawcett, who died in 2009. The actor's descriptions of taking to the portrait and feeling the presence of the Charlie's Angels actress were among the last words that jurors focused on, asking to hear his testimony again yesterday morning. Within 90 minutes of reviewing the testimony, the panel returned a 9-3 verdict in favor of O'Neill. The actor was not present for the jury's decision, but his sons Patrick and Redmond O'Neill clasped hands and hugged after hearing the result. Patrick O'Neill said he spoke to his father and he was very happy. The actor's attorney, Marty Singer, said O'Neill was having a medical procedure and that's why he was not in court yesterday. The artwork is valuable, with experts estimating it is worth between $800,000 and $12 million.
Wow.
Ryan O'Neill, however, told jurors he had no intention of selling it and wanted to pass it down to his only son with Fawcett, named Redmond.
Yeah, that's a silly. I mean, it's silly. It was a gift to him, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
The next story is from the Associated Press. Harry Potter is going to the stage. J.K. Rowling says she is working on a play about the boy wizard's life before he attended Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Rowling said in a statement that the play will explore the previously untold story of Harry's early years as an orphan and an outcast. Rowling will be a co-producer on the show, along with veteran theater producers Sonia Friedman and Colin Callender. The statement said Rowling will collaborate with a writer but will not write the script herself. Writer and directors have not yet been chosen. No opening date has been set for the show either.
Cha-ching.
Another dollar.
Hey.
Another dollar. Yeah.
Good for her. What, she's a single mom and at one point? Yeah, good for her. Cha-ching it.
UN human rights investigators say the Syrian government is using what they call enforced disappearances as part of a widespread campaign of terror against civilians. Thousands of people have been taken away, with most never seen again. Disappearances on such a scale could be a crime against humanity. It is noted that some opposition groups have been taking hostages, which also constitutes a human rights violation. Rebel groups such as the Al-Qaeda-linked Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant have begun seizing people and running secret prisons, reported by the BBC.
Isn't that the definition of the boogeyman?
Yeah, I agree.
Right? If you just disappear.
Yeah.
That's the boogeyman.
That is.
That's scarier than the boogeyman, because that's real.
That is. That is too real, yeah.
God bless the USA.
From the
I hope people would care if I got taken away.
Oh, we care.
Right? You know what I mean?
Disappear, we care.
And that's what it sounds like.
I
Those
care when
people
your phone drops.
But
Yeah.
thank you. But they're scared. They're scared to even say anything. You know, that's the fear level that they live in. Their father's gone and they can't say anything because they're scared their mother will be gone next.
Well, that's this crazy thing in North
that's
Korea. There is a story, but I wasn't going to read it because we had it yesterday. But with Dennis Rodman going and being buddy with this guy who just executed his uncle, what the heck is up with him?
Well, and his uncle didn't cheer enough. I mean that.
And the guy is executing people for having sexual lifestyles or whatever he calls it, right?
Right.
Well, tell me Dennis Rodman doesn't fit into that category.
Oh boy.
Come on.
Oh boy.
This guy Kim Un, whatever his name is.
Kim Jong-il.
Whatever. No, Un. It's the Un one.
Whatever.
Yeah, the ill one. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah.
He got ill.
Yeah.
I just don't. But and I don't. I couldn't imagine living in that kind of fear, where you don't. If you could say, you could not say hello properly to the wrong person.
Right, but why would you be putting on
disappeared.
exhibition basketball games for somebody who is in charge of that type of a?
Dennis Rodman is crazy, and what's sad. This is the part that I struggle with is, who cares? Why do we care? I don't care what Dennis Rodman does. The problem is that the media thinks it's important, and so therefore it becomes important.
I guess so.
Who cares? Who cares? You know what he did? He played basketball. He doesn't know anything about foreign policy, and we shouldn't listen to him.
No, we shouldn't listen to him. But here's my thinking on this. Every celebrity becomes part of our lives in a way, and we feel like we know them. So why? And I can use John Lennon as a good example because I was a John Lennon fan, but I did not agree with so much of what he said.
Sure.
Okay, I just didn't agree with him, but I thought it was like the friend you disagree with a lot.
Sure.
So he felt like a friend.
Building 7.
Dennis, right? Dennis Rodman. Where'd that come from? But Dennis Rodman is the same way. You feel like he's a friend. Why is he doing this? Not that he's done anything great to contribute to our lives other than give us some entertainment.
I understand what you're saying, but we're giving him way
I'm
too
agreeing with you.
much publicity
I'm agreeing
for
with
it.
you. I'm just explaining it.
Crazy.
I'm just trying to explain it. All right.
It's the same thing with Duck Dynasty. Phil Robertson, of course that's what he's going to say.
Right.
Of course that's what he's going to say.
All right, let me get another story in here. We're not going to even get 10, I don't think.
No,
the next story.
I'm destroying your...
No, that's okay. No, I like it. Come on, it's Christmas. Authorities, this is from the Associated Press, there was a theater that collapsed in London. I don't know if you knew that story. And this is kind of like a follow-up, even though we didn't have this story yesterday. Authorities sought to reassure theatergoers that London's elegant but aging venues are safe after chunks of ornamental plaster fell from a ceiling of the Apollo Theater, showering patrons with dust and debris and injuring 79 people. One line of inquiry for investigators is whether a brief but intense rainstorm was a factor in yesterday's accident at the 100-year-old building. The Society of London Theatre said all theaters undergo rigorous safety checks and inspections by independent experts. In other words, they're trying to reassure theatergoers that was a fluke. But anyway, so that was the follow-up story.
You know, what came to my mind when I read this is that considered a showstopper? If you're reviewing the play,
I would think so.
Do you have to call this a showstopper?
I would think so.
Oh,
yeah.
There's that ugly truck.
God,
that truck is ugly, Dan.
I don't see. Oh, is it Dan's truck?
Yeah, it's Dan's truck.
Oh, okay. He's
Dan, your truck is ugly.
Days after returning from the Ukraine, where he offered support to anti-government protesters, Senator John McCain, a Republican from Arizona, faulted President Obama for emboldening Russian President Vladimir Putin's bullying in the region. This is a quote from McCain. In recent months, President Putin has pulled out all the stops to coerce, intimidate, and threaten Ukraine away from Europe. Russia's bullying extends beyond Ukraine to the other so-called EU Eastern Partnership countries. McCain blamed in part Obama's handling of the civil war in Syria and his response to the Syrian regime's use of chemical weapons for emboldening Russia, one of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's closest allies, reported by ABC News.
You know the thing about Putin, and this is what it comes down to. When you see him interact, and he's a man's man, and you are scared of him because he will do what he says he's going to do.
Yeah.
Like historically, like Gorbachev was really soft, had a soft underbelly, talked a lot, didn't do anything. You're scared to death that Putin's going to actually do it.
Yeah.
If he says, "Hey, I'm going to go down there and kick your butt," he could do that. That's why he's scary, and you kind of respect him because he's a man.
Right? Yeah, I think that's why we liked Reagan.
That's right.
That's why, because the whole world was afraid of Reagan.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you don't want to make him and Putin. I'm not saying what he's doing is right or wrong. I don't know. I don't live there, but you're scared of him. You respect him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to. He's not necessarily killing people because they don't applaud right, but you respect what he's going to say. What he's going to do. What he says he's going to do.
The next story is from the Associated Press. It's about another reality TV show.
Dude,
wow.
What's TLC stand for? The Learning Channel?
Well, yes.
The Learning Channel.
Now they don't even call it that. It's just TLC.
TLC. All right. TLC has announced it will air a full series about a progressive polygamous family from Utah that starred in a 1-hour pilot earlier this year. The cable TV network said yesterday it will produce 9 one-hour episodes about Brady Williams and his 5 wives and 24 children.
I'm going to tell it this way.
The first episode is set to debut March 9th. The September pilot drew good ratings.
How in the world? Look, I'm married. I've been married for a long time. I don't know what I'm doing every day. Right? I screw up every single day. I do something wrong. Imagine if you had 9 people that you could screw up with. Right? I mean, I couldn't deal with that. Think about remembering 9 anniversaries. And 9 birthdays, and 9 first dates, and 9 favorite colors, and 9 whatever. I couldn't do it.
You delegate. You get wife number 1 to remember all those things.
Well, I don't know. 9 checking accounts? Is that what that would take?
Yeah, that's
9
right.
shopping sprees? I could not do that. And that's why I probably will watch a little bit of it and go.
Is it reversed? I mean, are the women allowed to have 9 husbands?
Of course not.
Oh, they're not.
This
Okay.
guy's like, I'm in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's got to be worn out.
Well, sure. Can
Think
you
about
imagine?
the conversations. Like if you come home at least once a night, every time you come home from work, we need to talk.
Yeah.
Right? And what do you, sorry, I got to go see wife number 7 now because she doesn't need to talk. And one of them's going to be on their period at all times.
That's right.
That's unbelievable.
That's
All right.
right.
I'm sorry.
The one with the headache.
Well, more than that.
That's fun.
Consumer Reports magazine has released its most comprehensive study on meat and poultry and found potentially harmful bacteria in 97% of the chicken breasts that they tested nationwide. Urvashi Rangan, the magazine's director of consumer safety and sustainability, told the CBS This Morning co-host that they went to 26 different states and they shopped for 316 raw chicken breasts. This is a quote. "We did find 97% of one of the 6 bacteria that we looked for that can be all potentially harmful. But even more concerning, about half of those were resistant to 3 or more antibiotic classes, making them multiple drug resistant."
And that's why you cook chicken.
That's why you cook it.
That's why you cook chicken.
Don't even toss the dog the raw
Who the heck
chicken.
would eat? It's raw.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was a fun news bites segment. Robin, how many stories do we get? 14. Not bad.
That's not bad.
14, not bad.
Good thing you didn't start with the wives.
or the Robertson.
Are you amazed by that? 9? Larry, 9?
I wouldn't mind giving it a try. I'll tell you the truth. I wouldn't mind just
for what, like a week?
A week, yeah.
You couldn't get to them all in a week. Robin, would you like to have be in a sisterhood, whatever they call that?
Sisterhood.
Oh, the traveling pants.
Yeah.
He's got traveling pants.
I don't know. I think that's what they call it. They're like sister wives.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
that's
could not
scary.
do it. I don't have the stamina.
No, you'd have a headache a lot probably.
Think about it, if you were going to change plans, you'd have to send that 9 times and clear it with 9 people.
All right, let's go.
How long would it take you to get out of the house?
That's right.
All right, we've got to move forward. You gonna stick around for Jim George?
I got to go talk to Dan.
All right. We'll be. Thank you then. If you're not, but if you
Merry
are, you're
Christmas,
welcome. You're welcome back. Merry Christmas to you too. We'll take a little break and be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. ABC News Now. I'm Karen Chase. Target is responding to an angry